I want to do that again because that was terrible.
Wait, what's my line again? The stars of your favorite Marvel blockbusters already face quite a bit of pressure on set, so it's common for them to forget their lines from time to time. Even some of the biggest names to take on these marvelous roles will occasionally flub up their dialogue while on set. These are the Marvel stars who forgot their lines.
And action!
Rachel Weisz may have been the only actor in the Black Widow cast to have won an Oscar, but according to her castmates, she was the one who forgot her lines the most on set.
Electromagnetic flux fields.
In fact, it was Pugh who had to remind Weisz, as well as her other co-stars, what exactly her lines were, despite David Harbour saying the opposite.
Who's most likely to forget their lines?
Rachel.
Oh, Rachel, yeah.
Yeah, Rachel.
Why are you saying me, dude?
For as long as Scarlett Johansson has been playing Black Widow, even she has a few slip-ups. Johansson felt that at times, the lengthy shoot would make her scatterbrained to the point where she would annoy Florence Pugh with any of her slip-ups.
Tell me exactly. We rigged bonds.
At least ScarJo seems to be a good sport about it all.
If you're so sure, then tell me what happened. Tell me exactly.
Jake Gyllenhaal has starred in plenty of iconic roles, but even he struggles with his lines from time to time. Gyllenhaal revealed in an interview that he struggled with Mysterio's techno-babble, especially in the scene where Mysterio first meets Peter Parker, which was the very first scene he shot on set.
Actors are not the sharpest tools in the shed.
Regardless of whether or not that may be true, Gyllenhaal has still provided audiences with a fascinating villain in Mysterio. Benedict Cumberbatch may have a knack for playing such serious characters in movies and shows like Sherlock and The Imitation Game, but he certainly loves to play the class clown on set, even when in costume as the Sorcerer Supreme or in an emotional scene. Cumberbatch sometimes gets so caught up in his shenanigans that it will lead him to forget his lines.
You've figured out a way So wait,
See, even Doctor Strange can have some fun on set.
you've figured out a way to regenerate? No.
Tom Holland's portrayal of Spider-Man is beloved by fans all over the world, but not even his popularity prevents him from messing up his lines on occasion. Even something as seemingly simple as shaking hands with Jake Gyllenhaal's Mysterio can cause Holland to forget what he was supposed to say next. Honestly though, who can blame him? I mean, who wouldn't be starstruck shaking hands with the one and only Jake Gyllenhaal? Robert Downey Jr. will admit that he's not the best when it comes to keeping his lines memorized. In fact, it is widely known that Downey will never say the same line twice while filming. So, in order to fix this problem, Downey would often have an assistant feed him his lines through an earpiece while he's filming.
Fine. Suits me. Fly safe.
The more we learn about Downey, the more we see that he may very well be the real-life Tony Stark.
You gonna have a gag reel on this like Smokey and a Bandit?
Jeremy Renner has been making waves as Hawkeye since his cameo in the first Thor film, but even he still struggles to remember his lines. While filming his tense fight scene against Scarlett Johansson's Black Widow, Renner got a bit too into the scene that he forgot what he was supposed to say.
What the is the line I forgot?
That must have been quite awkward. Paul Bettany is already uncomfortable in all of his vision prosthetics and makeup, but even he sometimes wrestles with delivering his lines smoothly and efficiently. During the Civil War scene, where Vision defends Wanda to General Ross, he started to stumble over his own words. Just imagining all of the outtakes with Bettany in his Vision getup makes us laugh.
Ms. Maximoff manipulates molecular polarity.
Ryan Reynolds has always shown just how committed he is to playing the merc with a mouth and his love for improv. But when it comes to non-improv scenes, even somebody with the confidence of Reynolds can mess up every so often.
Russell's not gonna kill anyone because...
Regardless of the gaffe, Reynolds still very much seems to be in character even when forgetting what his next line was.
Because of you.
Jennifer Lawrence has always stood out in the Hollywood crowd for her more down-to-earth demeanor. So even when she messes up every now and then, Lawrence is still perfectly able to carry it on with humor.
I'm Kurt.
This is Kurt.
Even if she's having trouble pronouncing a simple name.
Kurt Wagner. Wagner.
Chris Hemsworth was able to drop the constant stoic nature of Thor for the Taika Waititi-directed Ragnarok, which allowed him to let loose a little bit more than usual. But even the God of Thunder messes up his lines on several occasions.
wise king never seeks out.
Honestly, Chris Hemsworth still looks cool even when he's forgetting his lines.
It's one step every time that gets me.
Chris Evans had a lot of weight put onto his shoulders portraying the iconic role of Captain America, but he's human just like the rest of us. It even got to points where it would require multiple takes until Evans could get the line right.
Find out what the ghost wants. Let's get this ghost.
We still love you, Cap. Before taking on the iconic role of Loki, Hiddleston was already an acclaimed thespian in British theater. Hiddleston had that kind of charisma and charm that even his slip-ups felt natural.
The Avengers mascot.
This still feels like a classic Loki moment, even if it was just Hiddleston fumbling on his lines. Mark Ruffalo had already built quite the resume before joining the MCU as Bruce Banner, aka the Incredible Hulk. When he's not wearing his mocap suit on set as the raging green hero, Ruffalo has to get quite wordy as the brainy Banner. In fact, the scientific banter can get too much for Ruffalo, that at times he'll completely blank on his lines.
Pluripotent cells inside a zymo.
In all honesty, Ruffalo is doing a much better job speaking in scientific lingo than most people could. It's part of the challenge of playing Bruce Banner.
Polysaccharide nanofibers.
Tilda Swinton is an Academy Award-winning actress with a huge pedigree, but if there's one thing we've learned, it's that your reputation and experience doesn't seem to matter as much when it comes to getting your lines right.
But every miracle, every medical miracle.
At this point, it is unavoidable, even when starring as Doctor Strange's all-knowing mentor, the Ancient One.
Perpetuated the delusion that you can what do I say?
There's hundreds of mutant characters that exist in the X-Men universe, so it would be impressive for anybody to know them all. So it is only human that Michael Fassbender forgot a few while filming the tension-filled airplane argument in X-Men Days of Future Past.
All dead. Countless others. Can't remember their names for the life of me. There was a lot of them.
Part of Michael Rooker's appeal is just how well he balances his gruff personality while simultaneously feeling appealing to the audience. Rooker sometimes became so in tune with his character of Yondu that he got carried away and completely spaced on what he was supposed to say next.
Quadrant!
Kurt Russell was perfectly cast as the Star-Lord's megalomaniacal father, Ego, in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. But do not expect an MCU newcomer to always get their Disney franchises right, which is what happened in this incident.
Now past the edge of what's known, we've heard tell about the man they call Star Wars.
Wrong movie, Kurt. Before her character was unveiled as the evil mastermind known as the power broker in The Falcon and The Winter Soldier, Emily VanCamp felt like she botched the first scene she shot for Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
All due respect, if S.H.I.E.L.D. is... I knew I my first...
Thankfully, VanCamp was able to get more time to shine in subsequent Marvel films and shows. Gwyneth Paltrow has always shined as Tony Stark's loyal and loving wife, Pepper Potts, and she has proved to have quite the career outside of the MCU as well. Though even Paltrow messes up from time to time, and this scene in Iron Man 3 in particular took more than a few takes.
What? Challenging the world's biggest terror.
Let's try that again.
What is not normal is you challenging.
Nobody is perfect. Even the stars behind some of the biggest movies in the world mess up from time to time. Whether it be stumbling on science and tech talk, explaining the history of Marvel, or even a simple line, it's understandable that these actors and actresses have their moments when they mess up. Do you have a favorite slip-up from a Marvel star?